Okay, hello YouTube. This is another personal video I'm making showing some of the work that I've done. So this video is primarily just to show, maybe I can get some young people interested in working in Java. So I programmed here a Blackjack game in Java. You can see the splash screen here. And yes, uh, I'm sure there's a lot of programmers out there saying, you missed the jack here. Nah, you got a spare line here. Yeah, this is just a quick video to show you it's not finished, but at least the gameplay is. And if I can get someone interested in programming Java, this is at least what you can do. So here's the splash screen. It basically plays regular blackjack right now. I have this high-low blackjack as another version of Blackjack, which I haven't programmed yet. It's kind of my own proprietary version of Blackjack. But anyway, yeah, so you've got the ace and the jack here, and this is supposed to be the a blackjack table. So eventually I'm going to put some bet spots here, and blackjack plays 3 to 2 and finish the jack and whatnot, and clean up the lines and all that. And yeah, for some reason these buttons, I forget I'm trying to use some kind of graphics tool here and trying to draw some kind of border layout, and for some reason the buttons are not appearing down here in the gray bar. So it's something I need to investigate and fix. But anyway, if you want to play the game, you click Blackjack. And I learned actually all of this just watching, I think Bucky, there's a guy on YouTube, some Java videos he put together, and then I just bought myself a book, Teach Yourself Java, and just been working on this over a year, probably a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, just little bit by little at a coffee shop. So the first thing you get is the options to pick what type of blackjack game you want to play. We have the ability to do a computer simulation, in which case you'd pick 0 human players, and I'll demo that if I can. Right now, all the defaults are shown here. So you have 1 human player, number of decks from single all the way to 8 deck, betting limits from $1 to $25 with 5 set as the default. I should have mentioned single deck blackjack is the default, but we can change it to double if we like. And maximum bet at the table $5 to $100. What the dealer does with 17s, and I set these all to just standard actions. So they'll stand on 17s, they'll offer insurance, no surrender. I have the ability to display the card count for those of you who are interested in counting cards in blackjack. Basically counts 3 through 6s with a +1, and 10s through aces with a -1, and displays that count, and then displays basic strategy, what you should play. I've got a debug flag to turn on debugging data to print some more information for me. Splitting allowed is yes by default. Any 2 cards, you can set it to aces only, and you can split the number of split times from 1 all the way to 3. I do 3 by default. Doubling down is allowed. After split is also allowed, and the player starts with $200, but could anywhere go from 100 to 1,000. So we can, there's alt controls all set up here. If you want to use alt on a lot of these controls, you can. Anyway, let's play the game. Okay, so sorry that the screen adjusts. And yes, folks, I would eventually program this. I'd like to have piles of chips, and you'd click on a red chip to play $5 and 1 to play $1 increments of 1, and etc. But right now I have it just entering textual information. So enter your bet $5 to $100. So it just starts with the minimum bet by default. You've started with $200. Let's place a bet. Okay, the player screen comes up. This is where the dealer cards will be. It'll show how much, what the total is. Here are the players' cards, and I figure a maximum of 6 cards. Typically, most hands are, less than 6 cards. But if the player chooses to keep hitting, those additional cards won't show up, but it will show the total. Okay, so let's deal. And here's the ante that the player has played, $5, hasn't played insurance yet. So dealer is showing a 4, here's the down card, And the dealer, wow, we got a blackjack the first hand. So we're done right here. So we just click continue. And the dealer goes ahead and flips up their card, shows 8, but we still won. Dealer stands, press end turn. So I end turn, and you can see now that I have won. Um, I placed a $5 bet, so I won 750. So now I have $207.50. Place a bet again. Let's place a minimum bet. Deal. Okay, looks like I have a dealer. I have 17. Dealer has 7. So let's just stand. Okay, continue. All right, so the dealer will go ahead and finish the hand. And sorry that it just keeps jumping. My screencast is recording the center of the screen here. And it looks like we pushed here, 17-17. So let's just keep going. Let's increase the bet then to $10. So I would just backspace and type 10. Place bet. So let's just play a couple more hands, and I'll stop talking. Dealer has to first check for blackjack. They don't have blackjack. You know, they're looking if they have an ace or king up. I'll go ahead and hit. Okay, stand. Okay, another push. Let's see if we can do a double down or a split. So I'll just stay at $5 bet. Okay, here's a hand. You shouldn't normally split tens, but first the dealer has to check for blackjack. We're currently looking at player 1, hand 1, so let's split. Okay, so the new player 1, hand 1 becomes a king and a queen and a king. So I've got 20, so I'm going to stand on that. Okay, and then I'm going to say go to the next hand. And now player 1, hand 2, I got a queen 6, so that's why we really don't split tens. But anyway, let's hit. Okay, I busted. So I'm at the very least I'm going to win one, lose one. So go back to the player 1 hand. Dealer ended up busting, so I won the first hand and lost the second. So I should have broken even, and that's what happened here. So we'll play maybe one more hand. Okay. Aces 1 or 11, 15. I busted. Let's see if I can do a double down. Okay. And let's just go ahead and double down just for grins. So I got 13 against the 12. Let's double down. Not a good hand to do that, but I ended up 15, so let's see what happens. Dealer got a 9, 2, 15, come on, bust. 20. Okay, they didn't bust. Anyway, so you can see how the game works. So once the player is done, you click sit out, and you get a summary for each player, number of hands dealt, completed shoes, rounds dealt. So we might have played more than one hand per round, especially that one we split. How much we started with, how much we walked away with, the loss and gain, and then various other statistics here and percentages. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I have a few more minutes. Let's just go ahead and show you what I wanted to do with a computer simulation. This time I would set number of human players to 0. Let's leave all the options the same. So now what happens is another screen that I haven't really completed yet, but you'd pick the number of computer players that you'd want to simulate and what type of betting method that they would bet with. I've got a bunch of different methods here. Looks like 8 methods from parlay all the way to trio play, and I gave references down here, 2 different sites where you can find more information about those betting methods. Some are positive betting methods, some are negative betting methods, and you can read more about that on the website. And then you can program the computer to consider the card count when they're placing their bets. And so you run the simulation, and it pretty much does nothing now, but eventually it would give end results for each player, same as before. So thank you for watching YouTube, and if anybody's interested in getting the executable for this game, I'd be glad to send it to you and get some feedback from you. Thank you.